Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Belfast ahead of Harris versus Paddy Barnes. Before we talk about anything else, Jamie, can we just get a quick preview of Jay Harris against Paddy Barnes, a good friend of yours?
Very, very good fight. Sparred Jay. Remember bringing Jay in the McKenna for sparring for one of my fights.
You sparred Jay?
Yeah, we brought Jay over to Marbella for a week. Some good sparring. He was only, I forget what his record was, but I think Frank Warren had signed him in that stage, and I'd recommended to come over. He was a good prospect with Gary Lockett, so yeah, good sparring. And then Paddy, I think style-wise it's a fantastic fight. It's going to gel. I think both of them are perfect for each other in terms of weaknesses and strengths. They can both exploit. Someone's got to change their tactic a wee bit to probably come out the winner. Harris is bigger, got a good left hook. Wouldn't know if he's physically stronger. I don't know if he's physically stronger. Probably punches a bit harder than Paddy. Paddy, for me, has got the more boxing IQ. Has boxed at a higher level throughout his career. Has the ability maybe to change it up a bit more than Jay. As I said, probably physically stronger of the two. Dominant with the jab will be whoever establishes his jab early enough will probably prove to dictate the fight, and then it can ebb and flow. You know, I think there will be a gut check or two for both of them.
You're good friends with Paddy. You've known him a long time. Is this a make or break fight for him?
Most definitely. I think for every fighter, every fight is the most important fight of your career. Paddy's had a world title fight, obviously that's going to be down his most important fight, but you know, you lose against a journeyman, it's over. You lose against fucking anyone, it's over. So every fight is the most important fight of your career. This, though, you can really and honestly say this is the most important fight of his career, more important than the world title fight, because the world title fight, you're reaching for the stars, but if you miss, you can always come back. But for this, you're reaching, and if you miss, where can you come back to? You know what I mean? So it's at a different level. They create an added space to it. You know, Jay has like the European champion, Commonwealth champion, stuff like this. Potential to win the IBF rankings. You know, there's always different things, but the be all and end all for this fight, from Paddy Barnes' point of view, is that to rejuvenate his career, to bring him back to a level that he believes he'll be able to achieve, and we all believe that he can achieve. So. It's a big night for him, big night for his family, big night for the team. So it's a important one.
Again, sold out Ulster Hall. It's a York Hall there. I'm thinking about.
I was thinking York Hall as well.
I was thinking the next question is going to be about the golden contract, but another sold out Ulster Hall. I mean, this is becoming sort of like Belfast's York Hall, if you can say that. I mean, it's a great little venue, sold out. I think this is my fifth time here, fifth time at Ulster Hall. The atmosphere, every time I've been, has been fantastic. So are we expecting the same?
I think so. I think it's a fantastic venue. Always has been. It's a better venue for me than the York Hall. It's a more iconic venue in terms of how it looks. It's really lovely to look at outside and inside. Sound, it's fantastic. Crowd on top of you in the balconies, unbelievable. And the Belfast crowd know their boxing. They get behind their fighters. They know a good away fighter also, so they can appreciate a good fight. They can appreciate a good opponent. They can appreciate building in a career of a prospect, etc. So it's the perfect stage to move on to bigger venues such as the Odyssey Arena and so forth.
Obviously, you've not fought at Ulster Hall as a professional, but you have fought there before, haven't you?
I have fought as a professional. An amateur, yeah. I fought loads. I fought at the start of my career. I fought a few times in the Ulster Hall. Yeah,
I thought it was just
me and Carl Frampton, I think, on Satanta Bill, very start, and then I was supposed to fight on one, and there was a snowstorm, and I ended up doing an exhibition because my opponent didn't get in on the snowstorm, and neither did Troy James's, and me and him did an exhibition, even though there was like a stone and a half difference between our weights. So we weren't going to get paid, apparently. Barry McGuigan told us, unless we done an exhibition. So
you've done it.
Enjoyed. It was a good night, good learning curve, and it was something different, fighting but not really fighting. It was like taking a spar in front of
That's our fight but don't really fight. Well, we mentioned the York call there. Let's talk about then the golden contract the other week. Last week, I watched it on Sky Sports. The whole production seemed absolutely amazing. The concept of having the fighters face off before they walk into a ring. I mean, just talk about the night for you. Was it what you pictured it would be when you came up with the idea?
You can, as you say, you can bring a horse to water, and you can't make it drink. So we can make good fights, and you can tee them up as well as you want, but until the two fighters actually get into the ring, you don't know how it's going to go. And it was brilliant to see them actually like gel the way they did, especially Ryan Walsh and Sokaris and Lee Wood and Dave Oliver Joyce. You know, these fights were very good. It sets it up for bigger and better things. But the whole week in general, you know, working together with Sky Sports, working together with Adam Smith, Anna, like Matthew Macklin, everyone together behind the scenes, Johnny Nelson, Ed Robinson, they were brilliant. They treated us really well. They brought in an extra element of professionalism to the setup. They were really, really good to work with. It was a joy to work with. I'm looking forward to a continued partnership with Sky Sports in the future.
I think we all are.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, talking about the whole fight itself, is Ryan Walsh still the favourite after what we saw with Lee Wood and David Oliver Joyce?
Yeah, I believe so. I think him and Sokaris' fight was probably a level. It was fantastic. You know, up close and personal. You've seen the difference. There was different tactics going on throughout that fight. You know, there was game plans getting executed left, right, and centre. There was adjustments being made on both sides. Sokaris and Jorge Rubio, I think, got the tactics wrong. I think they seen Ryan Walsh struggling to make the weight. Well, what they perceived was Ryan Walsh struggling to make the weight because he came in late, and they went out and they attacked him, especially to the body, very early. They tried to put it on him. Whereas I think Sokaris would have preferred to box a wee bit more and maybe break it when. Yeah, he was. When you broke it down, he was the better boxer. He was the more skilled of the two on a technical sense. But Ryan Walsh does things. He doesn't do anything overly special, but he does the basics right, and that's what maybe you should do. A lot of fighters, you know, from a good amateur background, they do the basics right. He stays in the pocket long enough, but then he gets out of trouble. He defends himself well. When he got hurt a few body shots, and you could see him bending over, but instead of bending and tucking over the way I used to do stupidly and leave myself open for, he bent over and he leaned to the side and made it awkward, got an awkward position, so Sokaris couldn't get over round the back, round the side, round the angles to get a nice finishing shot in. But very, very good. I have him favourite, but still to make fights. Like Lee Wood brings a different thing altogether than what Sokaris did, and Lee Wood, it's like anything. They've all seen what the others now have got. You know, all their cards are on the table now. You know, so people can see what Ryan Walsh has done. People can see what Jazz has done. People now see what Tyrone McCulloch brings to the table.
I'm not going to be able to imitate that with a sparring partner.
Yeah, well, Tyrone, Jesus. You have to get a kangaroo and put gloves on. He just does things that people just don't expect.
That's probably the best analogy I've heard. Put a kangaroo with gloves on.
Yeah, but listen, it looks easier than what it is. Having shared a ring myself as an amateur with Tyrone in a spar and Michael fighting him and sparring him, it looks easier, but it's hard to solve. No one has solved it yet as a professional. You know, I think, not that he was getting a bit of criticism, but he was being undermined probably, and maybe rightfully so. The other guys did look very good, looked exceptional. Ryan Walsh did, in my opinion. So they're probably, now everyone is probably undermining him, but do you really go, if you have a ball and you pick it the first ball next time and Tyrone, do you pick Tyrone? You know, stylistically, does it work for you? It's a tough match. Him and Jazza have history. Danny Vaughan and George Vaughan have history, obviously, father and son. Don Vaughan, yeah. 3 generations in one ring. Jazz will probably know him better than the others. Jazz may feel more comfortable. What is it? Better the devil you know than you don't. You know, he'll probably feel more comfortable picking Tyrone than the other two.
Would there be a little sort of hidden agreement between Georgie and Danny? Don't pick each other to the final if that's the case?
I think it's uncomfortable on Danny's behalf because he looks up to his father so much. Don's behalf because he does the corner for both father and grandfather. But then it's a business.
See, on a selfish point of view, I would like it to happen. On a selfish point of view,
from a promotional point of view, of course, you want it. It's an easy sell.
Yeah.
From a PR marketing point of view, it's a good sale. It's something that you can build on throughout the week. But you know, it's a business in the end of the day. Tyrone might see Jazza as his best option to go forward in the competition. Jazza might see Tyrone as his best option to go forward in the competition as well. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. How it plays out now. Did I expect these four to be in the next round? I probably did. Maybe Sakara's picking the place for one of them because he was very good. And Jorge Rubio sang his praises for a long time to us. You know, he had actually spoke to Paul Gibson a long while ago about signing with MTK, etc. So, you know, this is an exciting competition growing, and now I think we have probably the most exciting weight of them all is the 140s coming up next.
Well, we've got to talk about it then.
Yeah, we do.
Harry Davis and Tyrone McKenna. What were your thoughts on all that?
I thought it was fake. I said it went up to Tyrone and went up to Coogan. I thought it was fake, but it actually wasn't. If they would tell me if it was or not, it was brilliant for a marketing side. But
definitely, again, it's a selfish point of view from us.
Tyrone, that fucker Tyrone he's crazy. And when he has something in his head, he just has to see it through, kind of. Because he had said to me the night before there was a bit of back and forth between him and O'Hara on Instagram, and I seen him getting like physically upset, like wanting to fight there and then. I says, "You're talking to a phone, ways up," kind of thing. Yeah. He says, "When I see him tomorrow, I'm going to chin him," and I went, "That's stupid, don't do that." So when he found out Coogan was out speaking to O'Hara, he made a beeline and wanted to see what O'Hara was going to do. So.
What do you think? Coogan put the camera down. I'll ask you a question. Coogan put the camera down to split it up. Do you think I would have put the camera down?
I think you would.
Really?
I think you would.
See, most people think I would still be filming to get my face in.
No, you like Tyrone. Tyrone's your wee mate.
Yeah, so you're right.
He's one of the Glasgow boys. So.
Exactly.
If it was anyone else now, I think you probably would. If it was O'Hara and someone else, you know, you probably would have jumped in with the camera.
A viewer.
Yeah, viewer. But no, it's interesting. You know, Zankosh Turov.
Is he the favourite? Turov?
People haven't seen him. We're probably saying he's favourite because we've watched him.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone has seen him. He hasn't been exploited to the masses the way O'Hara has. You know, Mohamed Mamoun has fought at elite level against Victor Pascal. Anthony Yeager has fought in the World Boxing Super Series, you know, so maybe he is his favourite.
Yun's an unknown as well, apparently.
Yeah, very much so.
Apparently, to pull his videos down from YouTube, so nobody.
Good idea. I always said, I know the lads love putting videos up of themselves doing pads, love putting clips of themselves up doing a wee bit of sparring, and it's good, you know, for you're trying to boost your profile, but. People are watching like hawks. No one ever thinks about that. They're thinking too much about their social media and their sponsors coming on board. But in the end of the day, we're in this fight game, and if every weakness can be exploited, you know, watching videos of you doing stuff probably can pick up and stuff. So yeah, Yun, Hawaii. Not much fighters come out of Hawaii, I don't think. Well, UFC,
MMA fighters,
fantastic UFC fighter or MMA fighters. You know. What do you call the wee guy? BJ Penn.
BJ Penn and
Max Holloway, both come out of Hawaii. So it's going to be interesting. He comes in very confident. Every single one of them are confident, but that's the thing about the going contract. No one is a B-side fighter. Everyone in their own right is an A-side fighter. Yigit could have continued on with Sarlin doing what he's doing. Tyrone McKenna could have continued on doing what he was doing on NTK show. Same as Zankosh Turov with Kazakhstan, especially as big as Kazakhstan is starting to become. Mohamed Mamoun could have been doing whatever he was doing. He has contracts in the Marriott, etc. to take. So there's opportunities for every single one of them. And this is where styles can clash as well as jail. You know, both fighters are here to win. You know, it's very hard to get that highlight reel knockout when you're not fighting. When you're fighting someone at your own level, you usually do that when you're a dominant figure in the ring. So it's really interesting. It's very exciting. Every fighter in it is taking a big risk, as well as a big reward. There's fantastic reward at the end.
Definitely. Finally, how do you like doing the Sky Sports punditry? Do you enjoy that?
Sorry, no, I'm dead on. Not too bad. Like, it's not something I particularly go out of my way to look for, but it's okay. Take two, okay. I'm talking boxing. As long as I'm talking boxing, it's alright. Anything else? Yeah, probably.
Anything else, I don't get a conversation out of you.
No, that's true.
Right, again, Jimmy, thanks for this 5 TV, and I'm going to grab some lunch. So
see you in a bit.
Thanks, man.